Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I am your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC and Christ Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television a couple of different ways. Locally, you can find us North Alabama, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire, and all over the world, just about it.
It's really exciting, Donna. Good to be back with you.
Yeah,
I miss our weekly talks.
Me too, and I feel like I have to be on my best behavior for some reason because the owner of Abundant TV is with me right now, Rob Patz, and it's okay. I'll let loose in just a minute when he least expect it.
Look, that's it. That's good. I like that.
Oh,
I
that didn't
like that a
last
lot.
long. Well, that didn't last long, did it? What, 5 seconds? Okay, Rob, there is a huge event coming up, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to be there too. And it's called Creekside Gospel Music Convention. And so Phil and I are coming in on Monday night, but we're going to stay throughout the whole thing. And I'm really, really excited about it.
I'm excited to have you, Donna, with us. Creekside is an event that I can't believe we're celebrating 10 years
Ooh.
of Creekside. It blows me away. Started in 2012, and it was just one of those things where I was super, to be honest with you, was not looking for this. And I always tell people that God sometimes has to work through things for us because we're not looking for it. I wasn't looking for this. I own a magazine called SGN Scoops Magazine. We have an awards called the Diamond Awards, which are fan-driven awards. We needed a place. Our contract was coming up. Unfortunately, the place that we were having it at was we didn't see eye to eye. How about that's the way I'm going to put it. We didn't any longer see eye to eye on things. And so I went home. This was basically the end of 2010 and 2011, and I really started praying about it. I knew 2011 was the last year of our contract with that place. So during that time, I started to really look into different opportunities, and it was neat. I looked at I looked at Dalton, Georgia, as one of the places because they have a great convention center. Looked at that, and I looked at Charlotte, North Carolina, and I also looked at Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And I went up to Pigeon Forge. It was the third stop in the three stops was Pigeon Forge. So they kind of had the advantage of the fact that we already kind of knew what we were doing. And so we went into Pigeon Forge, and it was like they answered every question. The facility that we were using, which we're still using this year, they answered every question, and they did it in a way that it was super easy for us to do it. And we started as a 3-day event. It was a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that was it. That was the whole event. And so we were newbies. I had never done this, and I remember praying when we decided to do the whole event. And I said, God, I'm not an event planner. That is not my calling. And God has over the years now kind of told me, yeah, it's part of what I wanted you to do. And we've had a real neat time. We of course have the event in Pigeon Forge coming up next week, October 23rd through the 27th. But we also do an event in Branson, Missouri, called Gospel Music Weekend in Branson, June 29th through the 1st of July next year. And then our event that we do in Kentucky, we have a brand new location for next year. And I am super excited about this. We're going to be in Corbin, Kentucky. And the reason I'm excited about Corbin, Kentucky, they've got more restaurants than the place we were at before. Nothing against Cave City. We love Cave City, Kentucky, and that's where the event had been for the last couple of years. But Cave City does not have a lot of restaurants. So if you know me, you know I love to eat. And so we're excited to announce that we're moving to Corbin, Kentucky, where they have a bunch of restaurants, and I'll be able to eat every night instead of go through the McDonald's drive-through. Nothing against the McDonald's drive-through. It's just after the third night, you're like, I really want something different than McDonald's.
No more Big
so, huh?
No
I
more
love Big Macs. I have my Big Macs without lettuce. I tell them, hold the lettuce and hold the onions. Because usually I'm eating the Big Mac and then talking to people, and nothing worse than like having onion breath
Dragon breath. Yeah.
Yes, it's terrible. So, but next week we're excited. This is our 10th anniversary of Creekside. Going to have over 50 artists. The Diamond Awards on Tuesday night, the Legends night. Now, I'm not, and I'm first to tell you, I didn't grow up in Southern gospel music. I grew up, my family, I was born in Minnesota. We moved to Seattle. Two probably of the farthest point from Southern gospel music
I was
having
gonna
any
say.
influence.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So my knowledge of Southern gospel really didn't start until about 1990. So I'm excited to, on Wednesday night, we have Legends Night, and it's going to be incredible. Some Buddy Burton's going to be there. We've got a lot of the great older artists that are going to be with us. They're going to tell stories. They're going to do their thing. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a meet and greet at 4 o'clock and at 4 to 5, and you can get a chance for a lot of these folks. And I hate to say it this way, but I've really realized over the last couple of years that we don't know how long God gives us on this earth. So you can come and see these guys for maybe, we don't know how much longer they'll be with us. And it's a neat way to do that and be able to say, hey, listen, we love you guys. We want you to come and be a part. We're going to love on them on that day. And then that evening they are going to sing. They've got kind of like these uh, groups that they're putting together. It's going to be neat. It's kind of like a all-star night of music, and that's Wednesday night. We've got some great preaching. Tuesday night, Ben Graham, besides the Diamond Awards, Ben Graham is going to be with us. If you don't know Ben, or if the name sounds familiar, Ben is a pastor in Nashville. But besides that, Ben Graham is also an actor, and he does a lot of Christian movies. Fantastic guy. And then Frank Shelton's going to be with us on Thursday night. Pastor Frank is known for his time with Salem. He was a Salem talk show host, and also he is a pastor and an evangelist. You will not want to miss either of those two guys. Plus, great music. Like I said, over 50 artists. We have midnight prayer, which is key. You know, in life, I think we all know this, that prayer is such an integral part of our day. And so we're excited about that. I've got morning chapel. So if you're a morning person, which I'm sort of, my wife thinks I am. I'm really not like morning. Like I'm not a 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning guy.
I'm that
I'm a
person.
six, huh?
I'm the 4:35.
Not for me. I'm 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm ready to roll. That's my morning. But if you're a morning person, we've got great chapel services starting at 8:30 each day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be really cool. Del, his song on Thursday is going to be the chapel service on Thursday is going to be recorded for his TV show, and so we really think that's going to be a lot of fun. And you get to be a part of the audience for the show. Then you can watch him, of course, not only on Abundant TV, but he's on multiple Christian television stations throughout the United States. And so you can do that. But he is on Abundant TV twice a week. So you can come, hang out, be a part of that. And we're super excited about Donna being there. And this, I saved the best for last, as I like to say. We are going to be there, and we're going to be recording shows. You and I are going to hang out at least one time. But then Donna's going to be doing some stuff like during the night of the Diamond Award. She's going to be interviewing people. So be watching future episodes of this great show for some neat stuff and kind of behind the scenes look at what's happening at Creekside.
That's pretty cool. I can hardly wait. It's going to be such a fun event. I've never been, so I'm really excited.
And see, that's the neatest thing about this year. I got to tell you, Donna. And so if you're on the fence and you've been thinking about coming, come be with us, because there are a lot of people like Donna. I would say about 40% of the folks that are coming this year, this is their first time to come to Creekside. And the thing that I love to tell people about Creekside is, and we say this, our slogan is "We are family." That's our hashtag, "We are family." And once you come for one time, you're going to be hooked. You're going to be a part of us. And it's like one of the artists from stage says it every year. They said it's like going to adult camp, like when we used to be kids and went to kids camp, for church camp. That's what they said it's like. And we hope that that's always the way it's like, is that people see it as that kind of an experience. We're so excited, and we're excited that IC Radio is a part of it. But Donna, the afternoon drive with Donna, is going to be there with us. And we're humbled, and we love Donna, and it's exciting for us.
Well, we love you and we appreciate you letting us be part of this. Absolutely. I've got to talk to you about Abundant TV. We have a lot of listeners now who are beginning to key in that way. And we had been using, of course, our station, IC radio station, but people actually like to watch the show too. And so the social media sites, of course, but more and more people are coming to Abundant. It's real easy to find. Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire.
Yep. And the cool thing, and I want to mention this, that thank you for this thing. So here's the deal. If you come and you buy a VIP ticket, we're giving away a Roku device. So let's say you're saying, well, right now I watch via the web, or you can get one of our Roku apps, one of our Roku things, download our app, watch Abundant TV, watch Donna. And I was waiting, I was going to wait later in the show, but Donna brought it up now. Donna is one of our top 5 shows on Abundant TV.
Thank you.
Every week. So it depends every week. Like she was 5 a couple weeks ago. She was 3. But she is one of the most watched shows. So we're excited about having Donna as part of what we're doing. We were airing it a couple of times a day, or 3 times a day. We've kind of slowed that down a little bit because it was getting to be Donna all the time. And we didn't, but for right now, we're testing Donna out, of course, the normal time, 2 o'clock Eastern to 4 o'clock Eastern time in the afternoons. And then we're re-airing it from 10 o'clock Eastern at night till midnight Eastern. So if you're on the Central time, it's from 9 to 11. You can watch Donna again each day. And that's done really well. And your lead-in is a fantastic show. Pray in Jesus' name news. It's news that covers everything going on. So it's a great lead-in. During the day, your lead-in changes because the programming changes every day there. But the night one, your lead-in is Pray in Jesus' name. And so news. And it's a news show, and it's really fantastic. But we are excited. And it's super easy to be able to download the app. We have, as a family, I have Roku, and we bought an Amazon Fire Stick also for our TV. We used it actually at a convention we were at. I'll tell you this, if you're deciding right now, and I'm not being paid by either of these, I love Amazon. I'm from Seattle, so we love Amazon. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you, for ease of use, if you're like me and you're kind of challenged when it comes to things that are electronic, and I consider myself fairly, I've been around, since Web 1.0. I've made a living.
Rob.
Yes. And I will tell you this, even for me, Amazon Fire was a lot more of a challenge. It was funny because actually where I'm sitting right now, we put a TV that we bought for that convention on this thing, and I'm sitting there staring at it, and I'm going, this thing cannot be smarter than I am. And I'm trying to figure out the Amazon Fire thing. So we're giving away a Roku because it was easy for me. It's easy to find. You turn it on, boom, it's there, and you can find it.
I love it. No monthly charges, none of that stuff.
None of it. It's free. And this is the thing. And my wife and I were talking about this, Donna. And I hate to say this, but we are living in a time where financially, for everyone, it's going to get tougher.
Sure is.
Our direct TV bill is, and I may get this wrong, so it's in this range, let's just say. I think we pay somewhere between $160 and $200 a month for it.
No,
so that's our direct TV. And then we have Spectrum, for our internet, which we need because of everything that we do. And both of us at times work from home. Mm-hmm. But honestly, if it wasn't for sports, we would probably just go straight to Roku because we watch a lot of stuff. You're on right now. Mm-hmm. Right over here.
Right there.
To my right. Mm-hmm. And you're on, and I watch when I'm home working. I have the TV on, and I'll walk out into our family room and check what's on, and like you're on right now, and it's just
I gotta
amazing.
start being careful what I say because sometimes I talk about you. Do you know that?
I didn't because I leave the sound down because usually I'm on the phone when you're,
Mhm.
I'm working on new clients,
Yeah.
and that's
Don't
something
tell
interesting.
him stuff I've said
Yes, I want you
between
to
us.
email me. But in all seriousness, a lot of times, and people don't know this about me. And if you are a pastor, or if you're a ministry, or even if you're, a business, my job over the last 20 years is to help. And this is why I say I know a little bit about internet, is create content, a lot of which is for the internet and for television and for radio. So if
Mhm.
you're a pastor out there, get in contact with Donna, tell her to give me your information. We would love to help you. Our company is growing again. 2020 was a tough year for everybody.
Mhm.
And we have watched in the last 9 months, God really just blessed our company, and we help everybody. We, in fact, just yesterday I was on with a real estate agent, helping them to grow what they're doing. So we're super excited about that, and it's a very big blessing. But we're excited about next week. We're excited about Donna being there. This is something we've worked on. Now I've asked Donna, but Donna turned me down. Let's let the record be known. If she talks about me, I'm going to talk a little bit about her right here on the show, right in front of her. Last
It'll
year
be
she
good
turned me
stuff.
down. Yeah, she turned me down cold. No, I don't want to come. I'm like, okay. It may not have been exactly like that, but it
Didn't
was close.
say it that way. Not quite as rude.
You said I had much more important. I think you said you had more important things to do.
Yeah, I think I did say that.
Something like that. It was
Sorry.
something, but we're excited. We're excited. And hey, something we want to talk about. So here's the thing. I think as Christians, it's very important to be a part of politics. There are a lot of pastors who will say, "No, it's not." And I just realized something. I've been hitting this counter, which I make a lot of points, and my mic is on this counter, so we're probably picking up popping
Actually, I'm
noise.
not hearing anything on this end.
Oh, very good, cool.
You must have it setting on cotton. Is it
I
setting
do.
on cotton?
It's sitting on actually the phone. It's on
Yeah.
phone.
I'm not hearing anything.
Well, that's good. So here's because I was just pounding away on it.
We're gonna
But here's
dive
something
in, right?
we want to talk about that's super exciting, and it's going to be um, a project that actually Donna and I have talked about for about 6 months, 8 months,
I'm ready.
and that is election night coverage, and we're super excited. November 8th is going to be an amazing night. Now, here's my thing for you, okay? If you're not registered, you need to go get registered, and you got to vote, okay? I don't want to hear you complaining. I don't want you on social media
No.
complaining if you didn't vote. If you didn't vote, I don't care which way you vote. Here's the thing. I have friends on both sides. I love everybody. And I just hit my camera. I gotta stop. I may have to put my hands in my pocket. Um uh I have friends on both sides. And so I don't care what way you vote. I just want you to vote. I think that it is a great
Spam
responsibility.
risk.
Huh?
Spam
Spam.
risk.
Oh, I love this. I got a whole bunch of
Stop
them
it.
too.
Stop it.
Um, but so we are going to have coverage. We're starting at 5 o'clock Central Time live on our live channel. Now that's different. Now here's the deal. Donna is on our main channel. There's a channel. If you go to our page, it'll say live events. She will be live on the live events page. It's different than our normal page. So you want, or different than our normal icon. It's the third icon over. It'll say live events. Click on that, and there you go. We want watch parties. We want people to say, "Hey, I'm watching," take pictures, do everything like that, because we really believe that it is important for Christians, non-Christians, anyone that's a
Mhm.
human that lives in the United States to participate in the process of voting, the elections, and everything like that. We believe, I think strongly, that you got to study your stuff, and we're going to have some great people on over the few hours or however many hours. We're hoping that it doesn't go all night, but we're over those hours, and we're super excited about this. It's a dream. I'm a political junkie. I
I am
love.
too.
I
I'm
I'm
so.
not.
Uh, oh, you know something, Rob? my mom and her family, most of the family members were Republicans. My dad and his family were Democrats. So um, I'll put it to you this way. Back when Clinton and Daddy Bush, I always call him Daddy Bush, when they were running for office, I actually voted for Ross Perot. Now, for many years, I did not let my parents know who I actually voted for. So, but I've been, yeah, quite the junkie.
Oh, you look at my Twitter feed, the people I follow, almost all politics people. Almost everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That in sports. And I follow a lot of pastors too, I should say that, because I follow about 500 people. But I'm excited. I'm excited about where this is going. Our partnership with IC Radio, we love what you're doing, Donna. And we're excited about this next phase. And we think now, here's the thing. That will be live. It will then be archived. So if you say, "Hey, Rob, I can't watch from 5 until whatever time we're on," the next day you can watch the archived edition. It'll be on the main page. Again, it'll say you can see it. It'll be right there. It'll archive. We may even have a special section for it. We're excited, and we think it's going to be neat. Donna's the perfect host for this. She's and I hate to say this, I cannot remember your friend's name. The girl that does with you, is she going to be there with you on that
Oh,
night?
Kathy, I can probably get her to chime in.
Okay, that'd be cool. She's funny. I like her.
And she doesn't even mean to be. I mean, she just, she's just funny. I mean, she
You
just,
know?
she used to be a model.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can tell she's almost 6 foot tall.
Is she really? And
Mhm.
how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
Oh my. I didn't know she was that tall. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
6'2".
actually, well, now she makes me sit up in a higher chair, so she
I
doesn't
noticed
look.
that. I
So
noticed that your chair is like up higher because
yeah.
you can see more of your chair than you can see of hers. I did
Otherwise, I
notice
would
that.
be down like this. You know,
Yeah, no,
you
that
wouldn't
would
be
be
able to
good.
see me to put us both adjacent. I have to be in a higher chair. But we actually had a talk show. This was back in 2005. And so Tom Williams is the owner. You probably know Tom. He owned a television station in Jacksonville. So Tom got with me and he said, I want to have a noontime talk show. And I don't know if you remember who Connie Hancock, she's from this area. And so Connie had been in television a really long time. And I said, well, I think Connie will do an awesome job. That's just, I assumed it was going to be Connie. And he said, no, you're going to do it. I went, yeah, right. I'll forget my name. I won't even know who I am. He said, no, you're going to do it. So anyway, I jump into it and I said, well, I'd like to have a co-host in case because, I may decide to go out of town on vacation or something. So he said, who do you have in mind? And I said, do you remember, do you know who Kathy is, the Amazon? I called her the Amazon.
Nice.
And he said, oh, yeah. And I said, she's going to be my co-host. So Kathy comes in as co-host. So Phil gets his job promotion, takes us to Charlotte, North Carolina. And so Kathy didn't want to do it anymore. So I took the show with me to Charlotte, then moved back. A few months ago, Kathy said, let's do the Edge again. And I said, like I have time. And she said, let's do it. So she taught me into it. So I mean, it's like back old times again.
And you guys have you guys have fun together, and you can see that. And that's what's so cool about it. And I wondered about that. And I wondered now how often, because I have to be honest, there are days where I don't get to watch. How often is she on with you?
Well, we set it for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then some of our friends in Anniston, Alabama said, we think you need to do something every day. So we listen to our listeners. They boss us around, tell us what to do. So I mean,
Well,
that's
then they should. So here's what you need. You need some folks in Anniston to then sponsor, like pizza place. There's a pizza place there that we both talk about. They should be a sponsor.
they are. Now, not
Are they?
them yet, not them yet, but we have some new
Well,
sponsors coming in.
who's the new sponsor from Anniston? I
Mm,
love putting you on the spot like
okay,
that right now.
Main Street, Oxford. Have you been to Main Street, Oxford lately?
Have I been there lately? I'd be a year ago.
Okay, some names I can't mention yet, but Main
Is
Street, Oxford
is
is
there is there a good restaurant?
Oh,
down
there are
there that
several good restaurants down there.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, I love that area. I love that. And here's the thing. If you're not from the area and you're probably watching and going, what are you talking? Oxford, Alabama is a neat little town. It's Calhoun County.
Mhm.
So if you know, you know, kind of thing. And it's between basically Atlanta and Birmingham, Alabama on
Almost right
I-20.
in the middle. Almost right in the
Yeah,
middle.
almost dead center between both these major towns. Cute little town, great stuff going on there. I used to have an event I used to do there at the Civic Center in Oxford, and so there's a lot of neat things
Mhm.
there. There are some good restaurants there in the
Dad's
downtown section.
barbecue. There's a Dad's barbecue and a Brad's barbecue. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking about some restaurants pretty soon.
Brad's Barbecue. Now I'm going to get in trouble because the lady that owns Betty's Barbecue in Oxford is going to get mad at me. But Brad's Barbecue is one of my favorites
Hmm. They are
because they have,
really, really good. And
yeah,
they've been in business
and
a real long time.
yes, yes, and that's yeah, that whole area, Anniston, Oxford, and it's neat area, great people, and so I'll be encouraging those folks to stop at those restaurants
You know,
because
I grew up there.
yes,
Yeah,
so
and then also I'd like to get the Rotary Club. Now there are three Rotary clubs in Anniston. So the one
oh
I was a
really?
member of was the Morning Rotary Club because I'm a morning person. And man, you remember the Victoria? It's called something else now. Used to be the Victoria
Yeah, the
Inn.
hotel.
Beautiful, beautiful place. We had
When did
all
they
of our
change the
meetings
name?
there.
When did they change the name?
Oh, they've changed
Must be
about three
recent.
times. About three different times. I don't remember what the new name is, but I gotta go check that out. Kathy
I
and I have
mean,
been spending a lot of time in Anniston.
I love the area. I do.
Mhm.
I've always felt that it was one of the good areas in the United States. They've always made me feel like home. Of course, that's about uh 30 minutes, 25 minutes from my radio station down
Mhm.
there. And it's just good people. And it's a good area.
Well, you know, my
And
granddad used to be a cop there
no,
in
how
Oxford.
cool.
Oh, yeah. No, this is kind of cool. So let me tell you the story. This is funny. So my granddad, now I don't remember any of this. This is right before I was born or when I was a baby or something. But anyway, he was a cop. And now this is in Oxford when there was nothing there. There was a Holiday Inn, and that was about it. Buck's Coffee Shop, that was my uncle who owned Buck's Coffee Shop. So that
Oh,
was
very
about
cool.
front. I mean, just all kinds of history there. So my granddad could not tell us until after the event. Elvis would actually stop halfway through. He would be going either from Birmingham to Atlanta or Atlanta to Birmingham. And he always stopped by Oxford. My granddad was on patrol there, but he couldn't tell anybody he was there until after he left. So, and then of course, folks in the family would say, sure, Elvis came by. And he would say, he did. I just I couldn't tell you while he was there. They didn't want
Also, it was
mobs of
before
girls coming in.
it was before phones. Otherwise, he could have taken a selfie to prove it.
Yeah, so he couldn't do it then. So I asked my granddad, I said, what was, because I believe my granddad. So I said, what was Elvis like? And he said, this was one of the most polite boys I have ever met. He said, it was yes, sir, no, sir. He said, I said, so he didn't do like these crazy wild parties. And he said, well, not in Oxford, he didn't. I mean, what was there to do?
I was gonna say, really, not much in Oxford to do.
During
I
that
love
time. You could now, but not back in those days. He said that boy. He said I didn't know the first time he was there. He said I didn't know what to expect from Elvis. He said all I heard is everybody said he was wild and all this kind. He said he may have been, but he wasn't during the time he was with me. He was very polite and kind of quiet. He said he didn't say a whole lot.
I think people that are successful actors, musicians, all that kind of stuff, usually are very quiet. And when they're, there's a time to perform, and then there's a time to be just yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, taking it down to the basic, there's the difference between you and I now and us sitting watching TV or hanging out with family is different because this is us talking and communicating. As my first radio guy said, if you talk and act like you're normal, like in a normal speech, you're gonna come off boring. And I never want to be boring. And so,
You're
but
not
yes,
boring. You're
no,
not boring. I'll say that for you.
but hey, so Oxford, you got the Exchange, you've got some great hotels. I'm going to give a plug for my hotel because I love them. They're always great to me. When I go down to visit the radio station every month, I stay at the Hilton Garden or the Hampton. They're owned by the same people and they're right next to each other in the Exchange. Great place. There's a couple really great Mexican restaurants there. It's just a fun place. And if you're on your way between Birmingham and Atlanta, it's a great place to stop. Like you said, it's a great place to get some gas, maybe grab some lunch. Have you been to the axe place? There's an axe throwing place there.
No, but I heard about it, and I would love to go do a show there.
Yeah, you should. I did not throw an axe because I was in a suit, but we went there and hung out for a little bit. But I was wearing a suit that day, so I didn't throw an axe. I probably hurt myself anyway. It'd probably not be a good idea for me to throw an axe. So I know we're coming up on a break. So
Yeah,
are
we're going to
we?
have to go into a break, but I did want to say one more thing, and this is about Oxford Main Street. You need to
Yes.
really keep your eye out there. So new stores have come in. There's one, it's an olive oil. I mean, you think olive oil? There's a place every time we go
Popeye.
to Raleigh, North Carolina, there's a place we stop and you get this flavored and talking real like authentic, really, really good olive oil. And I usually get the garlic one, but she has little tasters, little cuts and things like that. She sells all kinds of things in there. But this is upcoming, and there's also a coffee place. You got to check that out when you get there too. Out of a trailer. Let's go ahead and cut to a break. We'll be right back in just a minute. We are back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio in the town of Geraldine, Alabama. We are your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television a couple different ways, and that's Charter Communications, channel 182 on Charter. Another way you can find us too is on Abundant TV. Abundant TV is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Rob's going to be coming in. I think he has a phone call. He's going to go ahead and take care of that right now. But anyway, we're about to get started again. And so many things are happening. For some reason, I'm coming back blurry. Is it that or my eyeballs?
You are blurry. I
Hmm.
noticed that when you came back. So
Hmm.
do not
What is that?
adjust your television. She is current. Maybe we need to.
I got to clean it. That's what it is. Where's the Windex? Where's the Windex?
Yes. There we go.
Let's talk just for a minute about our awesome, awesome event coming up. It's Creekside, and that will be October the 23rd through the 27th. I can hardly wait to go, Rob. This is going to be so much fun. I cleaned it, by the way. I found some.
Look, you look better.
Yeah,
You look
yeah.
clean.
Well, actually, when it's blurry, like you don't see as many wrinkles.
Well, see, that's smart. I should start doing that. Maybe I'll just put my thumb over my. No, we're excited. Creekside is coming up. It's going to be an amazing time. It's October 23rd through the 27th, so it's this coming weekend. So if you need tickets for Creekside, call me or text me 425-754-1147. It's on the little graphic that Donna's been putting up, and we've been talking about food and coffee. Now, hold on the coffee trailer, lady back in Oxford. We're going back to Oxford. For those of you that missed it and didn't get us before the break, we were talking about coffee and food in Oxford, Alabama. And the lady in the trailer is that little. I think it's red or no, it's teal. It's a little teal trailer and it's parked in that parking lot. Is that the one?
That's it. It's kind of across the street from First Baptist Church in
Yes.
Oxford.
Which I
And
think is a
she is
brilliant
known
place.
worldwide. She is known worldwide.
Didn't know that part. I have
Yes.
had coffee from there and it is really good.
Hmm.
And so, I'll be back next month again, and I will have to now go down there and do it. The bad thing for me is like I come to Heflin, and then I go to stay in Oxford because we don't have any hotels in Heflin. I mean, we do have one, but it's I wouldn't stay there. I'm just saying. I
You're gonna
mean,
have to let me know when you're. See, I didn't know you've been coming to Alabama once a month, so you just let the
yes.
cat out of the bag. Hmm.
Yes, I do. Well, sometimes I don't tell people, and I don't put it on Facebook because there are times now. I'll tell you, and we'll text each other and do that.
Uh,
Sometimes it's because I'm there for like a condensed amount of time, usually like 4 to 5 days, and I've got to get through paperwork. I've got to get all this stuff done for the station. I love the station. I love Roger is my program director and basically general manager. He does everything. But there's times where I have to come in and sign official stuff,
hmm.
and so I'm there once a month, usually for 4 to 5 days, and it's awesome. Yes, we got to get together. Maybe we can go to one of those places in downtown Oxford and eat.
I think you need to. You need to also come up here on the mountain, Sun Mountain. Oh, I've got
Yes.
to tell you something really awesome. I think I forgot to tell you last time you were on the show. So we have our mayor, Chuck Abels, who's the mayor of Geraldine, Alabama, on the show once a month. And so he told me a couple months ago about someone who is actually moving to Geraldine, Alabama, because they saw him on Abundant TV.
That's awesome.
Can you believe this?
Yes.
I said, "Are you joking with me?" And he said, "Somebody who lives up north. I forgot where he said they live. His wife is a school teacher, and so they just had been watching the show, and they thought, well, I'm going to check out Geraldine, Alabama. They've checked it out. They're already looking at homes. They're going to move
Isn't
next year
that
when she
cool?
retires.
And the whole area where Donna lives is so beautiful.
It's
Um,
gorgeous out here.
I love that area, and nothing against where my radio station is, but her area is super beautiful. And I can't wait to meet the mayor. I want to meet him. And we are. I'm a fan of that area. I've stayed there a few times for events up near there. I haven't stayed in Geraldine, but I've stayed at a hotel near there.
We don't have hotel here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. I wanted to clarify because anybody that was local was going to go, he didn't stay here, and but I stayed near there and had a great time. I love the area. People are super friendly. Went to that place, Unclaimed Baggage, which
Scottsboro. Yeah, they are well
yes,
known. Mhm.
yes, they. I was okay. I got to tell you this, and I told the guy there. When I heard about this place, I thought it's so cool. Like you bought the whole suitcase with stuff still inside. That's
Mhm.
not the case. I wanted to buy like somebody's suitcase. And he looked at me, goes, "Do you really want somebody's dirty clothes?" And I'm like, well, no, if you think of it that way, no, I really don't.
I just want
But
the other stuff.
yeah, I was like looking for watches and stuff. Not that anybody checks watches and things like that, but I'm a watch junkie. So
Mhm.
that's my thing.
I got this iPod there. I think it was like
It's an
70
iPad.
iPad. I mean, I think it
Yeah.
was $70, and I've had it for good about 3, 4 years, and it's really good. I love this iPad. I mean, I whatever.
It's an iPad, dear.
Yeah, I love it. And oh, shut up, Rob. Oh, Rob.
Yeah. I was like, not an
I'm
iPod.
gonna
Though
get
though
him.
we're old enough to know what an iPod is, there are kids that are right now Googling iPod, going, "What's an iPod?"
They're this big.
They're
Oh,
like that big.
I thought I had something when I had one of those. I used to get one of
Oh,
those things in the
I
car all the time.
thought it was so cool. I won. I won an iPod from an event that I was at. And it was funny because this was an event I went to every year. It was for it was a conference for Christian media. And every year their big gift, whatever it was, I won like 4 straight years in a row.
You rigged
And
it.
no, there
Did
were
you rig it?
200 people there. Oh, there were people that said that. Yes, there were people that thought I was rigging it. But I would win. I won like some really cool, I forget the name brand. They were headphones one year. I won the iPod thing, which it was one of the real good ones. It was one that you could also like put movies on. Do you remember that? Where it had the movie
Yes.
and you could put movie, which was, now we laugh at it.
Not that I
Our
ever
telephones
watched
are
it.
better.
I don't know why I thought I had to have something like that. I never watched it. I mean, I use it for music only.
Oh, I use mine for music, and it was great because I'm one of those travelers, and this is the case. So if you see me and I'm at the airport and I don't see you, which can happen, and you maybe call out to me and I don't answer, it's because I have headphones in. I have earbuds. I hit the airport and the headphones go in, and I'm on a mission. That's my job. I'm going to get through TSA. I'm going to wherever my gate is. It's first thing I do. I go through TSA. I go check out where my gate is, and then I go eat. Usually,
Oh, I've got
unless
something
it's like
really neat to tell you. Okay, this is
yes,
really cool. Now, in case you've decided right now you're living anywhere in the United States and you're going to go to Creekside next week, you need to go ahead and get your tickets today or tomorrow. And I learned this from living in Charlotte, North Carolina, because of the airport out there. And so some of the flight attendants would watch the show. And so yeah, I got a lot of friendships from some of the flight attendants. I almost became one myself. I thought it would be fun to travel. But anyway, this is what they told me. When you're going to buy your airline tickets, the cheapest time to get them is either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday night, because that's when they actually change over the inventory. So Phil and I actually went to New York using Priceline.com. We went to New York, $400. We stayed 4 nights, and that was also including the airline ticket. We got it on a Tuesday night. You need to do it before midnight, right before midnight.
okay. Here's the thing now, and I'm going to admit this, and people probably not going to like me after I'm done with what I'm about to say, and I'm okay with that. I've traveled for a long time. I've traveled just about 25 years on a regular basis, 100 plus days a year. I am
Mhm.
a travel snob. I have one airlines that I love. I'm very loyal to them. And places like Priceline scare the ever loving life out of
I
me.
love Priceline.
I know I have friends that will be, and they get great deals. And I've done it before. I actually flew to Charlotte, North Carolina
Mhm.
for New Year's Eve. Why? I don't know. It was fun. I was single.
Mhm.
Do whichever you want. So I flew to Charlotte, um, and it was really cool. And I used Priceline, and I used Priceline for my hotel and my airline tickets. And I'll admit it was really neat.
Mhm.
I'll also tell you though, I really love my app on my phone that tells me that I'm certain status with my point system, and you don't get those. That's the bad part about Priceline is you don't get your points.
Mhm. That's true.
And
That's true.
and
So
I
who do you
love
like
looking.
to fly with?
I'm Delta. I'm a Delta guy.
I like
Um,
Delta too.
I and I've flown everybody. I was an Admiral Club with American Airlines. And so if anybody from Americans watching, you lost me and I never came back. And I actually let my points expire, my miles expire. I was Admiral, which means I don't remember what number it is. It's like 50,000 miles a year. I think it
Mhm.
was something like that it was. And I went to Southwest for a while actually. And I like Southwest. Don't get me wrong. If you're wanting to go certain places, Southwest is by far the cheapest. I mean, hands down. And if you don't mind that, um, but I'm a man. I'm 6'2". We talked about this the earlier segment. I'm 6'2". The way Southwest is structured, those seats are close together, and I like to sit in I love first class, but the reality is I don't do that very often. But I like business class on Delta, which is comfort. They call it Comfort Plus now. It used to be called business class, and it's Comfort Plus because, and you'd be shocked, but those few inches of difference in legroom, especially if you're flying a long way, like if I'm flying to LA from Detroit, or if I'm flying to Seattle to Atlanta or anything like that, those 3 inches can keep my legs from 3 to 4 inches can keep my legs from cramping, and on a 6, 7 hour flight. Now my family's talking about going to Hawaii next year. From Detroit to Hawaii is an 11, and I think it's 11 and a half hour flight. I'm
Eek.
like, no, I'm good. I get antsy. I can do 6 because you get in your mind. You probably know this too. The door closes and you go, okay, the timer goes off.
Mhm.
I have 6 hours. I can do this. And usually, again, back to that, I'm the guy with the headphones in. I'm not talking to you, and it's not that I'm being rude. It's that I'm being very focused because I can get work done, and I do. I usually get a full day's work in, and it's of course awesome to be in first class because they bring you food. Though the food, I gotta be honest with you, is not like it was in the old days. My dad was an evangelist, and we would travel, and we'd fly like Minneapolis to Denver because Daddy used to speak a lot in Denver or in Colorado. And we'd fly, and they'd have breakfast, and you'd have quiche and everything, and you'd have bacon, and they'd ask you how you wanted your bacon, whether it was crisp or soggy, or
Those
however you
days are
liked it.
gone.
It's not like that. I did first class a few months ago now.
Mhm.
And literally, it was all packaged stuff. I was very disappointed.
Have you ever been taken from, say, the not so costly ticket area to first class?
I have
It's
been,
it's happened
yes, I've
several
been.
times. I don't know why they picked
Well,
me.
it's way Delta works it from what I've been told is its status and time of purchase. So I buy my tickets usually fairly early. So I've been bumped. I was actually, I'll tell you this, 2 years ago, just before COVID, in February of that year, I had a last minute trip I had to fly to do with a client, a pastor client of mine. And I bought like the only ticket. I was in a center, and they tell you you really shouldn't do this, but at this point, I knew all of the gate people at the Delta section at Seattle Airport. And I went up and I said, I know I'm not supposed to do this. And really, normally, I'm not this guy, but is there any upgrades? The girl laughed because I think, you're being straight,
Uh-huh.
and she knew I'd never done it before. And I said, is there any way, please, please, please? I'm in a center. Look at me. I'm not a center seat guy, I said. And she starts laughing. And she goes, let me see what I can do. I'll call you back up if I can do anything. So about 5 minutes before they're getting ready to board, I hear my name. They go, Rob Patz, would you please come to the... And she put me in first class. And it was super fun. They had two people not show. So not only was I in first class, but I was alone on my own row in first class. And it
Mhm.
was incredible. It was nice. And of course, if you ever get a chance, and I think everybody should do it. I'm not saying you should always fly that way, but everybody should do it because they hand you a little towel to wipe your hands with. And then they bring you water before the flight takes off and all that. Delta's great with that. I will tell you, Delta's customer service has always been impeccable for me. Now, there are people that will say differently, but I have never, and I've flown 100 in the last year and a half, 170,000 miles.
Mhm. That's a bunch of
So
miles. That's a bunch
it,
of
it,
miles. And
it
I'm gonna tell you
is.
what, I love flying. I really do. I'd love to have my own airplane. I would just
And
love
it's
it. I
my
would.
dad shared my dad when he was a pastor shared a plane. We had a Piper Cub, and he would fly to a lot of his things, and I loved it. My mom hated it. We ended up getting rid of it when we moved because mom's like, I don't want a plane. I don't like flying in your small plane. I don't like flying with you. And she said I had to pray, every time we were in the air. And I loved it. Like I'd be like looking over the side, and it was fun to me. Oh yeah. I was like,
Oh,
you know,
oh, look at that! Doesn't that look awesome? So we got to go to. We went to Puerto Rico once, and so we flew from Puerto Rico into St. Thomas. And so this guy said, I mean, he is like I could just tell from his personality this was going to be some kind of a flight. It was almost like a crop duster that he put
Oh
us
no.
this in. So we're in it, and I'm like, wow, I'm ready. Let's do it. And so he turns around and looks at me and he's like, you sure? Because I could see I was his challenge. He was going to see if he could scare me. I loved it. I mean, it was just fun. Have you ever jumped out of
Well,
a plane before?
I've never done that. And I won't do that unless it's on fire. I'm not jumping out. But I love it, and I think there's something. There's just it's an amazing feeling, and there's something about it that and by the way, my family is talking about Puerto Rico next year for
I
our
love
trip,
Puerto Rico.
and my family loves it. I've never been, and I'm excited about that. I think it'd be fun.
Stay at the
I'm
El
more.
Conquistador. The El Conquistador. And I saw Cece Spacek there. So they
Very
have
cool.
those really neat little, it's like a little elevator that just kind of glides all over the whole complex. Now, there's some places you don't want to be, okay? So be at a safe resort, and that's a good safe one. So Phil and I are in this little thing, and so they're taking us from one part of the resort to the next part of the resort. And so this person with really beautiful long blonde hair was in front of us. And so she kind of turned around kind of like that. And I said, Phil, that's Cece Spacek. It's back when she had the really long blonde hair. And Phil said, leave her alone, she's on vacation. And I said, I'm not going to talk to her. And she just kept looking around like this at me. And I'm like, she's telling me to shut up. She doesn't want me to say anything to her. I'm going to tell you what, that woman had the most beautiful long blonde hair I've ever seen in my life. Beautiful, beautiful hair. I didn't bother her, but she was there.
That's one thing. I'm not. I. I mean, it'd have been cool, but like you said, I wouldn't bother them. I don't know. I always feel like I've been around people that we quote unquote call celebrities, and in their life, I mean, you don't want to. I don't know. I grew up around several celebrities that were friends of my family's, and they were just normal people, but they sometimes dreaded like going out. Like if they had to go somewhere, and I would hate that. I mean, I'm thankful that I'm nobody, and nobody knows who I am, because I don't have to worry about going to Target and have somebody, or Meyer grocery store and have somebody. Now I live in a small town now. I'm gonna give a plug for Defiance, Ohio. Love Defiance. And I go in this town, and I see people that I now I'm starting to know, which is neat,
Mhm.
and that's fun. But I don't fear going into the Meyer grocery store, or into Target, or into any place like that, because I'm just me. Nobody cares. Yeah, but I can't imagine what life must be like for those people.
Well, I'll have to
It
say this, the group Alabama, they're from Fort Payne, Alabama. And I mean, they're out and about. Nobody bothers them. Randy Owens, Teddy Gentry, and all, they just kind of like hang, and there's a restaurant they go to in Fort Payne, and, they just hang
See,
out.
but I think they kind of they stayed grounded. How about that? That's my thing,
That's
because
the
I've heard
purpose.
that. I've
Mhm.
heard that Randy is like all just around town, just hangs out, kind of just there.
Go to the tire place, get your tires changed. Yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah.
just, get them rotated, whatever.
So maybe that has made the town itself feel kind of comfortable with him, to where it's not like, oh, he's a celebrity and he's here all the time. He's down getting a burger or
Mhm.
pizza. I can't remember the name of the pizza place in Fort Payne, but there's a really good pizza place there. And that kind of stuff. He's probably doing that all the time.
Oh, yeah, always just hanging out. They've helped with Toys for Tots.
Hmm.
I mean, Marine Toys for Tots Foundation. They've done all kinds of great things.
And I
Absolutely.
think that's so important for anybody, like anybody that has a platform. Life, eh, Donna and I don't think that we're anything, but our God has given us a platform, and so I love things like Toys for Tots. Kristen and I work with an organization that feeds orphans throughout Africa. We're feeding people all the time. You realize that over 90,000 orphans in Africa go to bed hungry every night,
Mhm.
and so I'm thankful that I have a platform to be able to tell people about that. And I do, when I go out and speak, and we'll talk about it next week during Creekside, that there are people that are just the world that we know here in the United States is so different from what these people know. We complain about a supply chain issue. They don't even have supplies coming.
Hmm.
There is no supply chain there. And
Hmm.
so I'm very thankful God's allowed me to have a small platform to stand on. And I just worry about falling off. Uh, anyway,
Is
but
anybody
no,
watching?
yes, exactly. But but no, so that's it. That's it. And man, we're super excited. Of course, I know we're coming up to probably our end, but want to talk. Donna's going to be there with us next week. It's Creekside Gospel Music Convention, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, October 23rd through the 27th. Daytime showcases, evening concerts, and midnight prayer. One of the things that we based our event off of after it's about the second year of doing it is we believe prayer is an integral part of any Christian's life. And so many people now, Donna, are going through so much stuff. You can look in their eyes. I was a couple of weeks ago, I was at the mall. It was about 3 weeks ago now. I was at our local mall, and you just walked around and you saw people, and they just look like they're hurting. They just look like they're in stress. And so we want to gather together, pray not only for the people that are there, but pray for the communities. It's great. Last year, 2021, Creekside was represented. We represented over 30 states. So if those people that are there praying, pray for their state, we can make a difference in this world. And so that's kind of what we do. Have a great time. We, of course, pray for the people that are there and the needs that are there. And it's just super exciting. And hey, there's our picture. And squirrel. Anyway, it's super exciting, and we are so blessed to get to do it. We want you to come experience Creekside October 23rd through the 27th. VIP tickets are only $30. That's for the whole week. It covers you for all 5 days, including the Legends Night on Wednesday and the Diamond Awards on Tuesday. It's going to be a great time, and we want you guys all to be there.
Absolutely. I got to ask you a question, Rob. You know, a lot of folks are hurting right now, and God gives us all talents. And I think my talent is kind of like a bartender for Christ or something. I mean, not a bartender. I could have been a bartender because people just absolutely will walk up to me. I've never met them before in my life, and they start telling me things that are happening in their life. Do you run into that?
Oh, I do it all the time. And my wife says I don't meet a stranger.
Hmm.
I talked to people 2 weeks ago. We stayed at a hotel, and literally every time I got on the elevator, I was talking to people, and people would tell you stuff like you said. Hey,
I
listen, this has
know.
been a bad day for me, or it's been, and I think that we talk about being Christ's hands and feet, and at times it doesn't mean that I have to take you to my church. It just means that I have to show you that I love you and I care for you and I care for everybody that's there. And sometimes it's just smiling at somebody. You know how many people walk around, they look like they just, as my mom says, they just swallowed a lemon. And if you just walk around and smile and say, hey, listen, have a good day, it doesn't have to be that you preach the gospel to them. Because if we shine out from internal, they're going to want to know what it is that we have. And that I think is so important. And that's the hurting world that we live in. But yes,
I think
I
people
totally
have
agree
to
with you.
see, they have to see hope, and they got to see it in us. Rob, we're going to have to go on ahead and call it the end. Thank you so much for being on the show today. It's always so much
And
fun.
thanks,
When you're
Donna.
not quite so busy, you need to start doing this more often. People like seeing you on
Let's
the show.
let's do it. Hey, and I plan to be with you Tuesday night. We'll do some stuff on Tuesday. I may even wear like a tie and stuff, like a talking head.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
That'd be kind of
We'll see.
cool. Maybe a tux, even.
No, no.
Not that
My
far.
wife wants me to get one. I don't want one.
Rob, say bye, Rob.
Bye, Rob.
Everybody, we'll see you for the next awesome guest. Thank you, Rob, for being on the show.